we had Miss TV with special guest Cody Rhodes, quickest Miss TV I've seen. So
Turn this TV off.
that's what he did. Cody came and gave him a what? Cody cutter?
No.
What was it?
He punched him, gave him an uppercut, and then hit him with a crossroads
Oh, Crossroads. Oh, that's what it was.
because he cut his music.
Right, right, right. So not mad at him for that. I mean, I think that's more than babyface. Oh, he cut my music. I'll still do the interview instead of you know what? Forget this. I just want to see John Cena, and I want to say this too. There's been a lot of criticism with Cody doing these promos because on Raw, he did a promo that was just like, okay, Cody, what are you doing here? And you get a lot of criticism from people on threads talking about, man, why is Cody on Raw and everything like that? But they didn't say anything
Hmm.
about Gunther being on SmackDown. I thought that was kind of interesting. But he just takes criticism. But I think it's because he has to come out and talk on the mic, and that they have him out every week where he's working with part timers. Where imagine if Cena was working with Edge and everybody, and they was all part timers. Imagine Cena had to come out and work every week, and they was all just part timers. They probably wouldn't be as interesting. Cena wouldn't probably wouldn't be as interesting either. So I just think it's
Hmm.
interesting how people have the criticism of Cody where he's working with a lot of part timers that come out every other month or something like that and start a storyline where he comes every week and has to talk, do something
Exactly.
every week. So I do give it up for him, and they're not entertaining at all. Like a lot of them aren't entertaining, and that's just because they're like Triple H is Cody, go out there, do something, like talk about something. Like we need time, we have to waste time for this 3 hour show, even though Roman's not here or anybody here to extend the storyline. So
Roman, Rock, Cena.
anybody? No. But they'll be here next week though. So he just I just have to get up to Cody because he takes a lot of criticism for that, and it's just like that's not really fair when because he's working with part timers. You know what I mean?
I really do appreciate you bringing that up because I think a lot of people do overlook that and that it's in the greater context. But it is, admittedly, it is really annoying. Like, why are we pushing this off to Monday Night Raw? Like, I understand the Netflix deal, and that's they want to have everything huge happen on there, but they're forgetting you have SmackDown. SmackDown is an entire show that's supposed to be on the level of Raw. So it doesn't mean that just because we're in the preseason of Mania or whatever the case is, or you have John Cena, that you just show it off to Monday Night Raw. You could have easily have had this happen on a SmackDown. I don't see why it had to, because for one, Cody's a champion on SmackDown. So that's the most baffling thing. So like you said, Cody coming out to the ring every week, we're getting really repetitive, and he's really carrying the program,
Hmm.
and that's due to just the nature of working with part timers. He can't get out the part time vortex. He had the thing with Roman. He had the thing with The Rock. He had the thing with John Cena. Even prior to that, it was kind of with the Brock Lesnar. Brock really wasn't a full time performer, but they're hell bent on putting him against these part timers, and that's exactly what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get John Cena out here in a regular interactive segment and dressing somebody down in the ring or in a tag team match or something like that. No, that's exactly, and I think that's actually a brilliant thing in this build because now John Cena is becoming what he's resented his entire career. Because even then, he's made those comments about part timers when he was a full time wrestler. And
Hmm.
so I think that that's more credibility to him being the heel. It's like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna do what works for me. And so now he's stepped into the dark side and embraced it fully. But yeah, that was my main thing. I just really didn't like how what they're doing is they're de-escalating or demoting SmackDown on a consistent basis by putting all the major development. Like, if you even look at the main event this week, it was a tag team match of the Street Profits and DIY, which was great. But Raw had a steel cage match as the main event. When's the last time SmackDown had a match like that with a stipulation as a main event? So it's the classic case of Raw. No matter how you put it, Raw will always be the favorite child, and it's kind of dictated by who has the major backing. Because I remember when Fox got the big TV deal for SmackDown, then that all of a sudden got a little bit of special treatment. But by far, I would say Raw is always the favorite child.